American Top 40.
This is Casey from Hollywood. Now the current hit by the soul-singing jazz star or the jazz-singing soul star who looks like a combination of the Aladdin's lamp genie and Yul Brynner in The King and I. And you get the impression that he lives like a king too. But it hasn't always been that way. When he was growing up in Memphis, he had to do what he could to pick up a few cents, selling popcorn in movie houses, passing out handbills, collecting pop bottles from the trash and taking them back for deposit. And the old standby, picking cotton. All of that was before he was 9 years old. Now, in his late 20s, he's in a whole different world. If he wants it and money can buy it, he's got it. Like custom-made costumes and expensive cars. And a barber to keep his beard trimmed neat and head shaved smooth. That's part of his look. Last week, his smash single debuted in the top 40 at number 9. This week, it's number 5. Here's Isaac Hayes. Last week, that was the hottest record in the country. It debuted at number 9 in AT40. This week, it moves up 4 to number 5. Theme from Shaft by Isaac Hayes.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
Here now on AT40 is the latest hit by the pop and the soul singer and songwriter who 3 years ago would have given anything to play a certain role in a motion picture. Now, he didn't get that role, but he still won an Oscar for the film. Early in 1971, the producers of a forthcoming movie about a black private detective asked the singer-songwriter to compose and record the music for the movie. He accepted, but he told them that he really wanted to play the title role. Well, the producers told him to work on the music. They said, when we're ready to cast the picture, we'll give you a call. Well, the artist became totally involved in the music score. And a few months later, when he finally got around to reminding the producers that he still wanted the acting part, they told him that they'd already picked Richard Roundtree to play the title role, which left the composer very unhappy. But a few months later, he got some consolation. His composition, the theme from Shaft, won the Academy Award for Best Song. Well, he still hasn't lost the itch for acting, and in the next few months we may be seeing him on a silver screen. In the meantime, we'll listen to his hit records. Here's Isaac Hayes at number 31 this week with Joy, Part 1.
Every morning when I rise, lips to lips.
That's Joy, Part 1 by Isaac Hayes. At number 31 in our countdown this week of the 40 biggest hits in the USA. This is Casey Kasem, and next I have for you the hottest record within our countdown that just happens to be the number 1 country song as well.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
Well, now our AT40 Extra by the man who began his life in the depths of poverty, rose to the heights of wealth that superstardom brings, and then last December filed for bankruptcy owing almost $6 million. He's the man they call Black Moses, Isaac Hayes. He was washing dishes and picking cotton for a living when he was 9 years old. But somehow he finished high school, learned to play the piano, and became good enough to make it as a session pianist in Memphis recording studios. Then in 1969 he recorded an album called Hot Buttered Soul and became a star. Hairless and topless, wearing chains and tights, fur-trimmed boots, and a pair of shades. He drove cars that cost a fortune. Then in 1971, he composed the score for a film about a black private detective, Shaft, and it was a landmark. It won the Oscar for Best Song and the Grammy for the Best Motion Picture Score. And both the album and the single hit number 1 on their respective charts. The money came in faster than Isaac could spend it. A lot of it he gave to charity. He remembered how it was to be poor. But Hayes is a creative musician, not a financial expert. A lot of his newfound money went into bad investments on bad judgment and some bad advice. And like a lot of stars before him, he just went down the financial tubes. He wound up owing $6 million, and the only way he saw out was declaring bankruptcy. Well, Isaac Hayes started out with nothing once before. This time around, he's got some heavy credits, like this number 1 American Top 40 Extra. Number 1 from 1971, Isaac Hayes with an American Top 40 Extra, Shaft.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
Well, now we're up to the comeback hit of a man known as the Black Moses, a man whose success as a recording star ended a few years ago in bankruptcy. You know, a big name can generate a lot of income, but if the money is not well handled, the artist can wind up with nothing. And that's just what happened to one of the biggest soul acts of the early 70s, the Black Moses, Isaac Hayes. According to Hayes' lawyer, Gary Plotkin, his financial troubles began years ago. There was a lot of financial mismanagement and poor business advice given Mr. Hayes. End of quote. Well, all that mismanagement came to a head in 1976 when Isaac Hayes filed for bankruptcy, listing debts totaling $6 million. He was granted the bankruptcy, but as part of the court's decision, Hayes' property had to be auctioned off on the steps of the Memphis, Tennessee courthouse. Isaac said, "They auctioned off everything, including my wife's jewelry and my son's toys." The state also auctioned off Isaac's Cadillacs. One of them was gold-plated, and the other had a red velvet love seat, a bar, refrigerator, 2 phones, and a closed-circuit TV intercom between front and back seat. All of those things are related to the past, says Isaac, and the past is something I want to forget. That was 3 years ago. And this week, Oscar and Grammy winner Isaac Hayes is back in the countdown at number 18 and moving up with Don't Let Go. At number 18 in popularity, 9th week on American Top 40, moving up 1, Isaac Hayes and Don't Let Go. 17 big ones on our way to the number 1 song in the USA.
The hits from coast to coast.